I am surprised. Say Ben went around the problem, but failed to nail. To a fairly say odi na duabesi adede tisono di hamana boom. This is uncharacteristics of Ben Insia. Odo ano kotu John Jinapor no apane ho. No wa insecure no ko. Okwa no baha no aja minister no ko. What are you talking about? That year see what port we. I blame no other person. John Jinapor.
Why they?
Minister, when they take you over? According to the transitional report, no containers is saying that it is sponsor Makra.
3,000.
Due diligence, Ben, no, yeah. And Sana will take you over.
He has, I don't know what's why. Or setting a committee for them to go.
Daben. Or setting a committee or setting committee Daben.
For them to go and do the.
When was the committee set? Daben. Was it after he became a minister or during the transitional period? Won't correct me.
I said during transition, he was
not the minister. He was not the minister. John was not the minister.
Oh my good God of Nazareth. John wasn't the minister, but John spoke to Ghanaians, told us how many hours of energy we were left with. At the time, he wasn't the minister. The time John was making those declarations, he made it as a member
of the transitional committee.
Yes,
responsible for energy.
No, the subcommittee.
Oh, the subcommittee.
Masa, na subcommittee no we. Subcommittee no can't amount to subcommittee. That subcommittee, he was a member now, no chair. No, he was responsible for energy. Do you think that? No, yeah.
No, you see.
Yeah, but don't bring this thing this morning. I'm for this thing. The young man went there. He was so excited, and has forgotten say he did Juma Shannon. So
you are talking about the minister.
Yes. O got now on subcommittee now. We did report on my say he did 3,000 containers in my one. Did you check? Did you cross check? Too lazy.
The revelations and then
too lazy, too bossy to the extent say.
But can't remember any effort on so now me
effort no way.
Containers in the BIRA, right?
You see, that is the lamest narrative to have come from a sector minister. GRA Wukai and when all these institutions were there. Why didn't you assemble them to give you report on the containers? Why did you have to go and set up a different committee made up of which people? Competence being, background being, and auditing committee. No. What informed the choice of the people on that committee? Because no one is national security for. They work at the port. Is it because they are GRE? Is it because they are custom officers? You've answered, you have talked about issues that the minister should have factored them when he was even thinking about committee. And your medicine after death, you don't come and tell us containers are missing. You see, the communication is problematic. If you have port, a Ghana port, not what crowd near ma, not near ma, not be drew, not minister. What you can tell Ghanaians and say 1,328 containers are missing. Everybody say boat you can.
Oh, that be boat you can say. I know they are not doing. Okay.
Everybody said in the boat jam near Bonuchokunu.
What terms of reference of that particular?
I don't need any terms of reference. It is incompetence on the part of the minister that has brought us where we are. It is the negligence.
Isn't it the same minister? And I'm weighing information.
Information way.
What if
speaker?
What if say
speaker?
What if say
information be na wanya.
Maybe say. What if say Ama Mountain say containers? What would have been your position this morning?
And then the manti. I'm Anna. Want it.
But what's it?
Ayran de bisa kwan fa so yiraye 1328 ferry enye waniwu ube ka che Ghana for say mo 40 bi wo India 2 year 40 year den ko hono that 40 na nkasa duly the general price 40 ni na ye is containers are na was it empty containers or containers with their content
ebi or content
and you won't answer questions for me. You are not working at the ministry.
I saw information.
Only information. Because I am dealing specifically with the information that minister need to do. Not your Ben, Semse for Edituja. I'm not interrogating Semse's report this morning. That is not to say I don't respect Semse. I have huge respect for you, but this case, the minister has spoken. And according to the minister, they managed to trace some 40 containers into some Indian person's warehouse. Containers now will trace for 40, now you're empty. So you're empty, then the womb.
What is the value of it? On print media. I
don't need paid up reportage. We are analyzing the issue as he told me. Minister Nasamana will can you take your granted TV3 and 17.
Now, if I inca home, alas, Sule Osman, so the national security.
Who is he?
There's a nedio as only about pound.
No, or why, alas, Osman, or why? Yes, 1,328 containers are you also 140 in the tier come.
David.
Mama,
investigations are on
now, right? Investigation, baby.
If say between and Randy, I mean, we blew up the whole story.
Speaker.
Now you see, you 40 of them. I mean, is it not work in progress? You have 40 containers. Ben, and I'm a boy. And you 40 no work. So isn't it work in progress? We are told say eight Chinese have been arrested plus one Ghanaian.
Indian phone, 8 Chinese phone, the containers are come Indian, you know. Crocodile don't start.
Oh, that be say India ni ka.
I'm comedy.
India ni ka minia.
You people are distorting my thought. What is that? Yes, to someone for so Ghana how. We will not condone and cover anybody. If you misbehave,
we are not covering anybody. We are not covering anybody. We are just stating state agencies.
I know you and I know how you speak on subject matters in this energy sector. Surprisingly, however, this morning you decided to do what you did. It is the reason why I am so enraged.
Hey, I mean that Prof is suffering.
Meet you just bagati.
What the ayera?
Yes.
What who say it will be ho? One make you arrest. Waji, wanji. I don't know cry sana net here. Because it's justified them claim now make you say what discover say state institutions import to Enyama on behalf of private entities. So these 40 containers now, Marco Muso Mahunu, I can tell you on authority, without any fear or favor, say India Nino would try legitimate in my imported amano. Speaker, the same John Jinapor, MIT say ECG, the same company, Accra Nema with the $500,000.
Yeah.
Edi Accra Nema, and I be caport to her. I'm obedi auction man 100,000 Ghana cedis. If you ask an ECG Safa Jacoto Saneman $300,000, what you be? Yes, I'm from the channel to us. Has John Jinapor been able to commission and investigate and arrest of the people in that?
But he is not the one supposed to make the arrest. He's supposed to report to.
Did he report? That is what I'm trying. That's the point I'm making. Did he report?
But what's here, minister?
Beyond the talk shop.
What's here, minister? Minister, on the national security, and the Ghana police.
First one, I was saying $500,000 won't mention. Now 1.5 billion. Ubit magic. $500,000. Dear no crowd. One Timian cause to arrest. One Timian make any headway. Not $1.5 billion. Unyashi. He wouldn't do anything. Now me cast him. When John Dramani Mahama, the president, was swearing them in. Fortunately, they were the first people to have been sworn in. What did the president tell them? They were banquet. Or still go there. Then go and pen the picture of ministry now will take you over. No? And Nema Akosu Honum. Let Ghanaians understand the situation. Why?
Oh, that's all.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And he has been very transparent.
With Mr. Why? Yeah. The question is, has it done it?
I say it's not an event. It's a process.
Oh, Minia. And then I reported in you.
It's a process.
Which process? How long?
No process.
How long?
Process. Sanko Ambekanko be say biaya. No, John is doing his work.
Yeah, that is to you.
No, to everybody. Apart from who don't say John in but John is doing his work well. Why expose stolen containers?
And then they were exposing stolen containers. One is stolen. Why?
I don't who graphic Chronicle report to Indian and Chinese.
1,000
and Ghanaian.
1,100 and 300.
It's a process. You have already commanding in Aminia.
Ben.
Ben, that's my mention. My cat don't see for my member. No more cash. Yeah.
Obayi first and Muda and Obejan and I aka 5 days energy penny or Ghana any did manamano and I saw na light dundun kakanka crap maintain anuma sound that. Onya she found who
until minister Dumwas.
Then waka found who will be a bonaminti speaker. And can you do my quite bad? Then I mean, found
minister making visit to the Ashanti region.
Now, Ashanti no Mudun Kanya. I mean, Nunkanya.
That's a worker, but the whole country.
And the whole country, no, I make it journey to Ashanti region that has solved the problem. We are talking about dealing with problems.
Yes, man.
Dealing with the problems. Yes, you have good relationship with the media, but don't think, say, the media will cover you. You lie. The media will not. They will do, but we will speak. Don't hear now. You're back. It is too early. Just some 4 months into the administration, you just go and tell president because that sector is a serious sector, a crucial sector to the economy of this country, to the peace and stability of this country. To say the I think he is joking in that ministry.
He must solve the
ordinary security person or what? So, if you are not nipa fufre baby take you over, and so across check here, dinner what trouble winning in your daily occurrence book. And sana or best find so me buy ye microphones to 4-way a year juma console bibia ye juma and sa was saying to go kono bibia yam fancho.
That's all you need now.
Oh, you're there now.
Nanka wanya ni nanka ne wanya report out.
Yeah, ni nanka yeti that said 328 containers ayira. Wanya
transition no minia.
Pressure
there was transition mu no.
There was no pressure. Pressure was lazy. If you tell me there was pressure at that time, then you are lazy.
John is not lazy.
You don't pay attention to details. People were excited.
How can you just say someone is lazy because
people don't pay attention to details? He was too excited by the fact that
John tries to resolve this matter. No, Master Tresign. You can't call John a lazy person. But he's not lazy.
If you are not lazy,
no, he's not lazy.
Mr.
Speaker, he's not lazy. John is not lazy.
Privileges, remember?
Makati,
Mr. There was a report.
Okay.
Today you are now asking why what's her backup and my backup on the backup.
No, as
I'm handing over mouth. What do you want sign?
Yes, man.
And to so church do more a year. Elbert has no answer
because
for anybody.
Taking steps to
you did not take steps.
No,
you are reckless.
You are a lawyer.
But he is I'm not a lawyer.
Hey, incoming lawyer.
But he is making the point at the time.
In what capacity?
At
the point in time, at transition, no air caution. Jinapor had no capacity. He was only a member of the committee. The policy The policy say, I mean, Obeko with that full authority of a minister, say, or due diligence, across check all the figures are more than man. I mean, that authority wasn't there.
It's unusual of you.
Unusual of
it's unusual of you. For you to tell me, say, Jinapor as a member of the transitional committee, especially with special focus on energy, didn't have authority. Now, and they know also you're doing. What was he doing there? No, yet then was so. They did not just push Jinapor there because he's Jinapor. No.
He was the president's
He was sent there because he was the president's nominee. One.
Yes.
Two, because he was acting as deputy energy minister in John Mahama administration.
And a ranking member.
Acting as minister when the substantive minister resigned.
Prime Minister.
Do you get it? This is the person we are talking about. So with this pool of knowledge, now Kotna committee, so now chairman said he didn't have authority. Then there was no need to have included him in the transitional committee.
I now understand your point.
Because negative.
Very well. May I say, I say, bed is a mintimate to that.
Abu Jinapor anti-way in summer Charles McCarthy and so. Wababontia or diabetu edwa na wutie nsema Charles McCarthy kana na chese ne buafu papa wadwa se ya John Jinapor onim se die goi na ekoso ewo energy ministry honom na wanka ho asem da kopem se ade no ensem asemba ho somehow no memini Charles McCarthy adwen and in some way so many Charles McCarthy adwen baby amene Charles McCarthy adwen and say John Jinapor edi kan agi ministry honom no omo ekọ the oral team mo kan say the transition team ekọ ye niema wo honom before say okwa edem okwa akwaji nti mo ko honom na eniema nkoyi no. Why didn't you come out and tell Ghanaians said this is what is happening at the energy sector? In case Ghana for the corner say Asimbia Bahonoma, this is what has happened. It will be on for blame, mammy. Abu Jinapor Yantisa Memory until say they say what is a music container 1,300 and look visible 3,000 and those kind of changing figures any de keka ho I babon team. What you see, you know, make me who see. But in some way, so many John Jinapor eti echo a benkro because omo amaya who say na a process na a fee and a omo hwehwe niema mu a omo go into details and a fee and a asem no omo hu baby a efiri pa that was last year and a case in a shas say happen abusiafo enti John Jinapor ensem ne de oti ase bibia enye yi tam so na untum ni argument. That is how it is. Yeah, mami Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang, the Vice President of Republic of Ghana, and right say mami na ho dodo na kakra na omo admit no okọ abroad for medical care. Na ena mami wakasa wamankramofo ina happy Eid Mubarak. What you say? Wamankramofo ina wa wish omo well and wamini chiremu a oda Ghana fo ina ase say motimi amano well wishes. We see yankopon ensaye mami yade ndra me posti yankofo oh mami yankopon ta yade yankopon ni see and all those kind of encouragement words and I say words of encouragement and amodema ya mami. E mami so the money na say and at this moment na ho edin etino otamfo anye den emoshiri anko yama no eti mami ho edin papa ho edin eti se krabo no ti sa na ti abusiafo yemfa sa nsem wisi na yenkotie Vincent Asifua on the energy sector ya enema akoso e honom anyway the CJ removal. When him say obi a oblo ala na so obi okọ court our injunction koto so say you president ontimi any CJ no the Chief Justice no Vincent Asifua Otafu member of Parliament and our yes say odi say dwuma no yanko na yekoti Vincent Asifua nsem bi odi tu edwa bra na oni Jerry ezi akwasi aboaje rada atwitwe enkobo ezi akwasi aboaje o Jerry mo fa ncheme ewo ati se Peace FM ninkoti sanse mi bra yakoba na kaina ebeto so
signed by Honorable Felix Kwachofosu.
Yeah.
And now someone walking in and say, O Mampenny Ashe, a year consultation process be Ase. Which consultation process is in respect of the removal of a Chief Justice. Intimi who crack and say, hey, a dear some neighbor. And I'm so okay. Then my main first wants to know what is happening. Only for me to find out that, yes, as the president said, there have been 3 petitions. And petition, no, me petition maybe. But because it is not in the public domain, and because it cannot also be discussed in the public, the proceedings of the removal of a Chief Justice will have to be done in camera. And so I will hold on with the reasons for the removal of the Chief Justice. But minia my mention wa adwene nyina bibi so. Your constitution no boy ho bra no since 1992 a constitution no yagitu mu se afanya adwuma no. Enye bibia every day yedi buman no ani atro e wo constitution no. Putokasem no. There is a letter, or if you like, there is a letter of the Constitution. And in instances where black and white, yentro our Constitution, you can also impugn a meaning into it based on the spirit of the Constitution. The Supreme Court judge be our being power. So what JSC? Peace FM. Also, so church constitution no more. It is the combined effect of the letter and the spirit of the Constitution. And no debate to me the intent of the framers of the Constitution. No matter any paper, ma yinaide yati aseye. In the chapter 7 of the 1902 Constitution, and no, the representation of the people. Electoral Commission. Because what you say, Constitution, how to remove the Electoral Commission from office has not been stated under Chapter 7 of the 1902 Constitution. It has nothing, whether letter or spirit under articles under Chapter 7 of the 1902 Constitution to deal with the removal of an electoral commission. Now, the Supreme Court judge see, I'm on interpreting constitution. I mean, who say so? So, ye electoral commissioner, even though you enjoy our constitution, name will be you know, just a oko article 146 said ye judges no the same way near the electoral commission.
Okay.
Until it has not been stated in the constitution, but it has been interpreted by way of the letter and the spirit of the Constitution. And in Ghana, Sir Judge Bia Etnase, na what Shaya Mrenum no interpreter, especially the Supreme Court, which is clothed with the interpretative jurisdiction of our Constitution. They do so by way of what the Interpretation Act is saying. What is it saying? It says that Ghana, so we interpret the Constitution, you interpret it by way of a modern purposive approach. Before we got here, na Ghana, and I say we are fanai. So we interpretation, based on Bibiani Efreno, the mischief rule. It was classically stated in the case of the Hayden. Until law student be an answer lawyer, the Hayden's case, mischief rule. And then in the one nearby be a friend the literal rule. Just said Diana the letter and I said Diana actually black and white which was stated in the success peerage case. Inti what for book no kratano black and white Diana actual. And you who say there are times we who say ya tried no name no said the actual no say oh man the same meaning Sebi edin sunsanso beba omanim and I said this sunsanso beba community nim. So the judges also propounded the golden rule, which was said or stated in the case of the Gray versus Pearson. In the no, they are trying to say, oh, say so the judges will give a meaning, which is the golden rule, which will be different from what has been stated in the Constitution. And the Eddie Muababe drew Sambre idea modern purposive interpretation. Now, modern purposive interpretation idea. The trainer say, when you are interpreting the Constitution, do not lose sight of two things, two critical things: the letter and the subject. A dear na dear no, the intent of the framers of the Constitution no person moka. Dear na no person mochre. Enti say akwase boaje me do ko article 146. Now Constitution no nchen na nka oba boa me aya. 146 no. Eka assembly, and you see the whole of the article 146 no, it deals with two things. What are the two things? How a Supreme Court judge can be removed. Said ye Supreme Court judge. You see, me can remove the nature say me akra no. I said His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Baye. Sinacha sakwakoye anya fire. I'll fire you. You have been fired. If you have not been fired, your appointment has been terminated. If you have not been terminated, you have been dismissed. If you have not been dismissed, you have been removed. Just within 3 months. But 146 no. No ma mienu no. Ba ko ne say ni ebe yi a Supreme Court judge. Ana de tosu mienu. Say ni ebe yi a Chief Justice. This is the fulcrum in its entirety what Article 146 deals with. Mind you, the Chief Justice is first and foremost a Supreme Court judge. It is obey a Supreme Court judge. O show Constitution Article 1463. Honeka 3 they say if the president receives a petition for the removal of a justice of a superior court other than the Chief Justice, or for the removal of a chairman of a regional tribunal, he shall refer the petition to the Chief Justice, who shall determine whether there is a prima facie case. A prima facie case. Emphasis mine. And the judges now, Supreme Court judges now holding in which the Chief Justice is one of them. Say, yeah, the petition be nowhere in the Constitution, especially Article 146, and the how a prima facie case and whom is clothed with the power or jurisdiction to establish a prima facie case against the Chief Justice. In this ukoyi puama and as a Bafuboni and as a Colindia. Ukoyi sa Supreme Court judges here. President ninya petition no. President no or their petition be Chief Justice. Not Chief Justice na establish a prima facie case.
Yeah.
But if it is about the Chief Justice who establishes the prima facie case, because if you come to Article 1466 no. It talks about what the president is supposed to do when it comes to the Chief Justice. I was about it. Say, President, in the Supreme Court judge petition, no the comma Chief Justice there, and the Chief Justice there no. It is the president who is supposed to establish the prima facie. Even though I concede that it has not been stated clearly in the Constitution, but the combined effect of the letter and the spirit of the Constitution, and if you want to give it a modern purposive approach of the Constitution, then it is the president who will establish the prima facie, and I'll prove to you why.
And then can be say
I'll prove to you why.
Okay.
My who then no ejina 1466.
Okay.
Yan kind 6 no. The 6 says that where the petition is for the removal of the Chief Justice, the president, acting in consultation with the Council of State, shall where the petition is for the removal of the Chief Justice, the president shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices. Into President Jumadi Diamano. The Jumadi Diamano one say, so you're not address or consult the Council of State or call say or appoint a committee or establish a prima facie case. But what was it?
Yeah.
Or cause or establish a committee. But I am also suggesting to you that before a committee will have to be appointed to investigate the Chief Justice no Constitution no under Article 11 Emma President no can say the president may at any time revoke suspension under this article, that is Article 146 of the Constitution. But what you say, are you listening to me very well?
Sure.
What that means is that as soon as a president they trigger the consultation process no from how bani nyina no president bet me suspend the Chief Justice. What does the suspension mean? The suspension means that my right or the Chief Justice's right is going to be affected. Anytime that a decision is supposed to be made to affect the right of anybody, please do not lose sight of the basic and the cardinal principle in law when it is about a person's right, and that cardinal basic principle in law is natural justice. And so si ejutum say a president never establish a prima facie case in a dia any president, because you are going to establish a prima facie case against me, the spirit and the modern purposive approach of interpretation of the Constitution should suggest to you that please listen to my comment, hear my comment, hear my responses. On that basis, it will inform your decision as to whether indeed you are going to now get to the Council of State. It's a Council of State, an appointed committee, and that's all appointed crowd. And you see, in the case of Agyemang versus AG and Akwete, that case, you could see the intent of that bar. The intent of that bar was that let me find a way to sieve, or if you like, to prevent unnecessary, frivolous, vexatious petitions. I microphone betro call president now call president then you say oh share the letter of Article 1466 no HSA president or go consult Council of State. Normal form your committee and you better form committees because you can have about 50 petitions that will be given to the president in a month, and they will form committees for all these petitions. So that bar was of the opinion that yes, a prima facie case will have to be established, and it is my understanding that it's a prima facie case in president be established there, then we can sieve or we can prevent unnecessary and frivolous petitions that will have to move from the presidency to the Council of State, which will warrant the formation of so many committees.
So, enye den mami tokunu osono mami ebeko. Enye den osono mami ebeko. Osono mami unihwiye. You have no other choice other than to go and rest. Obi kono obi aba. So obi kono obi ma. Anaso obi ba no obi onkwa. Enko obi nko emobi ma. Eti maame. Baby adru ni die. Ghana for say also kwa. You need to go. You need to go. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Papa. John Dramani Mahama. Amount the letterhead and the petition ni bi. So we so read him. Ne hu de ntia enkofo se omumpel. Intino. With all due respect, I also did adwuma to honum. Na honorably no resign na enkofo fufuro ebetwa so. And I think that is how it should be. Other than to do you like dampari. Ubeda sorry no mo the letter abeto front desk to ra mame adwuma no asi inti sorry yeden nako ebasa be ya it is a meanwa at this time no I will just resign honorably makase adwuma no mintimi ntwa so bio na obia tena ho ase kama na de opese obeto aso abeye but one yes now you wa adwin say oh adwuma no ya ye de adwuma no meye si nti obi ntimi ntumi a pefosi patapapite de mane wo osono maame niema wa ye no judicial ho ye ka anye ni o but MPP for no so ma ye nka anu ntum MPP for so ma ye de ye nka anu empado osono maame dwumadi e wadi e wo honum no now appoint we na MPP MP no mo di ni kotena bench ni so etiene omuye we nyina no munim setumi be sesa. They never thought of power will change. They never thought of to me beba just like that. Eti no muto no e na omoni age e na omoye de omoye ene to me no asesa to me no ayeden asesa. So we shall for I mean for we see meso so be subscribe na like dwadi na wa share ene holiday into the end kan kese. You will swear save the best of news. Subscribe for the latest update. Yakoba yebeto. Video yanko bi mabio. I mean for we see. I mean for akonya we so na mema our Muslim brothers and sisters. Happy Eid Mubarak. What you say Yakopon e mama hodin won breku a my fasting. Now mama peace, tranquility. Na intimi fanso ye man wiase fa na nyina ne oman Ghana akupon shishira obibia me maame chi bafo United States of America akupon shira me maame New York enowo maame akupon yo kese maame roya bi wo UK akupon wanye me maame kese ene obibia ohwe mega TV no abusia akupon shira makraw bye bye besenshia.